But let's get 10 minutes on the clock here. Here it is. There we go. Alrighty. Next 10 minutes of uninterrupted basketball talk of what just happened yesterday in the NBA. 10 minutes on the clock, and the 10 minutes start right now. Alrighty. Just a handful of games on in the NBA last night. We had one great bet going, folks, and we hit it. So we'll talk all that through. But let's start at the first game of the night, the Grizzlies at the Cavs. And this was a game we were thinking about breaking our rule of never betting back-to-back games, but this one was close. Grizzlies get the win 110-106 over the Cavs, and I want to believe it was Grizzlies +2, -2.5. So either way, whatever the line was, it was close overall. So I am glad that we still stayed away from the game. But shout out to the Grizzlies, folks. This is a really great team. We just bet them 2 days ago, and it was fantastic. +6.5 over the Nets, folks. I mean, we knew that was great value. But Grizzlies get the win 110-106 over the Cavs. Ja Morant still doing his thing. 26 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Steven Adams only 7 points, but those 11 big old boards. Fantastic. And then Jaren Jackson Jr., 22 big old points. And look at this great bench production. Brandon Clark, 13 points, 9 rebounds. Tyus Jones, 12 points. And Zaire Williams, 10 points as well off the bench. This Grizzlies team is deep. Ja Morant is playing loosey-goosey free ball out here, not beholden to a ball-dominant big of Valanciunas, and this Grizzlies team is absolutely rocking, folks. Absolutely rocking. 4th seed in the Western Conference at 25-14. They still have a little bit of work ahead of them to try and crack that top 3. Once again, the top of the Western Conference, folks, is just so good. Way better than what the, do I dare say way better? I am going to say way better than the top of the Eastern Conference. So Grizzlies still need 3 full games to try and get to that number 3 spot, and then about 5 games out to try and get to that 2 spot, and about 6 games out from trying to get to that number 1 spot. So Grizzlies, they're trying to kind of crack that top 3, but fantastic at the top of the Western Conference. This Grizzlies team is getting it done on a nightly basis with Ja Morant, without Ja Morant. Great team overall, and they got a win last night over a really solid Cavs team with Darius Garland back. 27 points, 10 assists for Darius Garland. Yes. He wasn't efficient last night. He took 26 shots, shot 34%, but I'll take those 27 points and 10 assists all day, every day. Jared Allen doing his thing, 22 points, 12 rebounds down low. Evan Mobley, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Lauri Markkanen at the 3, 13 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. All that was fantastic. And then off the bench, we can always count on, once again, Kevin Love. 18 points, 10 rebounds off the bench there. Cavs just come up a little bit short here, and they lose by 4 over the Grizzlies. But two great teams playing last night. It went close. It went down to the wire, and that's exactly what we expect from 2 great teams facing each other. A close, great game overall. So we could still buy the Grizzlies, obviously, and we are still buying this Cavs team. Grizzlies get the win 110-106. Alrighty, next game up. This was the game that we bet on last night. Spurs at the Raptors. Raptors get the big, dominant 25-point win, 129-104. And all we had to do was swallow a little low 6.5 points. Yes. We knew that was fantastic value, folks. So let's start here with the Raptors since they got the win. Fred VanVleet. We had confidence in betting on the Raptors last night because of Fred VanVleet, and he absolutely showed why we had that much faith in him. 33 points, 7 assists, 7 of 14 from the 3. Yes, sir. Get it done. Gary Trent Jr., 21 points, second leading scorer for the squad last night. Pascal Siakam, 18 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, and we know his defense is fantastic. A plus 26 on the floor last night. Yes, man. And then Scotty Barnes, the great rookie, 11 points, 8 assists, 9 rebounds. And then OG Anunoby still at the 5 here, back at it, 14.7 rebounds. So everybody in the starting lineup had a phenomenal game. And then they got a great contribution from two bench players. Precious coming off the bench, 10 points, 4 rebounds. And Justin Champagne, 14 big old points as well. So this Raptors team is finally all healthy. They're deep. And they got Nick Nurse as the head coach with Fred VanVleet as their on-floor general. Yes, sir. Let's start truly buying into this Raptors team. Currently, this Raptors team is 9th in the Eastern Conference. They're about 2 full games back from that 6th seed where the Cavs are of not being in the play-in tournament. But watch this Raptors team turn it around and start being super competitive in beating some of the better teams in this league, folks. So we are all clear of betting the Raptors for the rest of the season until something derails, which I don't see happening. But watch out for this Raptors team, folks. Great bettability on them. Alrighty, and then they beat the Spurs. Once again, just nothing great here for the Spurs. A lot of starters out. We had Jakob Poeltl, their 5, their center, their big man was the leading scorer of the squad, folks. That's not going to win games, unfortunately, unless your name is Jokic and Jakob Poeltl. It may sound like Jokic, but it's not Jokic. 19 points, 12 rebounds for the big last night. And then we had Devin Vassell, 15 points. It was solid, okay. We had Derek White at the 2, 12 points, 2 assists. What is that? Solid bench contribution from Josiah Primo, 15 points, 4 assists, 5 rebounds. And Joe Wieskamp, 13 points off the bench, but you didn't get any great production from the starters, so your great production from the bench is just falling on deaf ears, and that's what we saw last night. Spurs get blown out by 25 points. All right, then we get the Pacers at the Knicks, and the Knicks get it done. They're number 1 and number 2 get it done. Their guards are still having such lackluster performances out here. Now, finally, Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett take it upon themselves to kind of be the 2 good guards at the forward position, the 3 and the 4. Julius Randle, 30 points, 16 rebounds last night. Fantastic. R.J. Barrett, 32 points, 8 rebounds. And once again, these guards, Evan Fournier playing the 1. No points, 2 assists. Trash. Alec Burks, 14 points. He had 4 assists, 6 rebounds. Overall, that was a better night from a 1 here, or from a guard here on the Knicks. But overall, no consistency, no depth, nothing great here for the Knicks. Off the bench, they didn't even get great bench production. They had Emmanuel Quickly with 11 points, but is on 30% shooting. Mitchell Robinson had a pretty solid night, 8 points, 8 rebounds on 80%, but that was really the only great bench production last night. So this Knicks team still staying away from it. They're not consistent. These guards play every single night is one of the most atrocious things I've seen in the NBA all year long, and there's really no buyability, bettability in the Knicks. RJ Barrett and Julius Randle both getting on the same page, 30 plus 40 games into the season. Is that supposed to be impressive to us? I don't think so. I think this Knicks team is kind of way more lackluster than what they were last year, folks. No real buyability, anything like that on this Knicks team, even though they get the win last night. And then the Pacers, once again, Pacers doing classic Pacers things. Miles Sabonis out there, 15 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. He's still playing the 5. They played this man at the 3, the 4, the 5. It doesn't matter. Wherever they put him, they lose games. We know this about the Pacers. We had Dwayne Washington Jr. He had a pretty solid night last night, 17 points, 4 assists, filling in at the 1. But overall, there's just nothing great on this Pacers team, and another loss for them last night on the road, 104-94. All right, then we get the Suns at the Pelicans. Suns get the big ol' win here, 123-110 over the Pelicans. Valanciunas, Brandon Ingram still, doing their damnedest to make this team work. They're just not that deep, unfortunate. Let's start here with the Pelicans, Devontae Graham had a pretty solid scoring night, 28 points and 6 assists last night. Valanciunas, 25 points, 16 rebounds. And then Brandon Ingram, 16 points, 5 assists. assists, 6 rebounds, but that was really all the great production. Nothing great off the bench. The highest bench scores were Jackson Hayes, 5 points off the bench, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, also 5 points off the bench here. But they need Zion back desperately. We don't even know a timetable for Zion coming back. Will he even play this year? But Valanciunas, man, oh man, I feel a little sorry for the man on, big old playoff contender team, Grizzlies last season, and they just get rid of him. Grizzlies continue to win and look really good, where Valanciunas is on this Pelicans team being the number one option, and, not even a chance to make the playoffs, really. Where do we got this Pelicans team in the rankings? Man, oh man, 14th seed in the Western Conference. They are about 4 games back from being that 10th seed of getting in the play-in tournament. But, they're going to have some consistency on this team if they want to try and get into that top 10 to get into that play-in tournament to try and make the playoffs. Alrighty, then the Suns last night. Chris Paul, 11 points, 15 assists. Fantastic. We get Devin Booker, 33 big ol' points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. That is our 10 minutes, but we still got to finish up one more game to cover. And then Jalen Smith filling in for DeAndre Ayton at the 5, 12 points, 5 rebounds. And then McCall Bridges, 23 big old points. And look at this, folks. Bismack Biyombo getting 30 minutes off the bench. Yes, 16 points, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 3 assists, 6 rebounds, a +8. Yes. Getting deeper this Suns team is. Watch out for the Suns, folks. They were on the verge of winning it last season. Have they done enough in this offseason? Prepared enough? Fixed the small things to finally win the finals? We'll have to wait a little bit longer here to determine that, but watch out for the Suns team. Top of the Western Conference, looking real gosh dang good. And Suns win 123-110. All right, the last game of the night, the Kings at the Lakers. Lakers get it done. LeBron's just been going on an absolute tear the last month in the league. Lakers win last night, 122-114 for the Kings. Still playing at the 5, 31 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. A fantastic night. We get Russell Westbrook, 19 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. But get this, folks, no turnovers. A game with Russell Westbrook having no turnovers has hell frozen over, folks. What the hell is going on? And we get this stat right here. Russell Westbrook finished Tuesday with 0 turnovers versus the Kings. It was the first time since March 14th, 2016. It's been 5-6 years since Russell Westbrook has had a game with 0 turnovers. This snaps a 407 game streak with a turnover, which was the longest streak turnover tracking started in 1977, folks. Damn, 407 straight games with at least 1 turnover. And finally, Russell Westbrook has cracked that long garbage streak. So, is this the turning point of Russell Westbrook? We'll see. I wouldn't hold my breath, though, but we'll see. And then Malik Monk, once again, we know this man has to be the offensive scoring machine that we kind of know he can be for this Lakers team to truly make their presence known in the league, and if they want to kind of make it deep in the playoffs. And that's exactly what Malik Monk did last night in the starting lineup at the 3, 24 big old points on 6 of 11 from 3 and 53% from the field on 15 shots. We will absolutely take that. And then this Lakers team had great contribution from the bench last night. Talen Horton-Tucker, 19 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Fantastic. And then Dwight Howard, 14 points, 14 rebounds. Yes. Is this the reemergence of Dwight Howard? Remember last year, Dwight Howard on that 76ers team, fantastic, coming off the bench, just being that nice role big that they needed. And then when he got to this Lakers team early on in the season, he was having nothing really great, but a nice, great night last night, playing 21 minutes off the bench. 14 points, 14 rebounds. So we'll see if Dwight Howard can maybe keep this level of play up. Same thing with Malik Monk. Same thing with Russell Westbrook with all these turnovers. So we'll see how the Lakers fare moving forward. But another great win with the King going manic. And then the Kings last night, De'Aaron Fox led the team in scoring 30 points. Buddy Hield back to his 13 threes a game, 26 points with Buddy Hield coming off the bench. And that was really all their great performances last night. And the Kings lose by 8, 122-114. Alrighty, that is all the NBA from last night. So now let's see what the lines are on these games tonight in the NBA and see if we can find some great value. We have found extraordinary value the past 2 nights, folks. Grizzlies plus 6.5 over the Nets, and just last night, folks, Raptors minus 6.5. So we've been cashing out these last 2 days, and let's see if we can keep it going with the fantastic value. Tons of games on tonight, so the value, we can find it, folks. Multiple chances at great value. So let's see if we can find some. Here we go. First game up, Pistons at the Hornets. Pistons plus 10, Hornets minus 10. We like this Hornets team, but not enough right now to swallow 10 points. That's a lot to swallow for this Hornets team. We know the Pistons are trash, but they just had a great performance in their last night, their last meeting, their last game. We'll see if they keep it up. We'll stay away from this one. We get the Rockets at the Wizards. Rockets plus 7, Wizards minus 7. Alrighty. We know this kind of Wizards team is potentially turning a little bit of a corner. Dominant. Kyle Kuzma getting it done the last couple of nights. And we know this Rockets team is one of the worst teams in the league. Alright, for the Rockets, John Wall is still not playing, and Armani Brooks is out still. So expect Christian Wood to be back in this game, ready to rock. And then for the Wizards, we get Montrezl Harrell out, Rui Hachimura out, and Aaron Holiday all still out with that COVID-19. So, Wizards here. The minus 7 is looking pretty appetizing. Christian Wood back for the Rockets. Maybe they are a little competitive here. The Rockets may be able to dominate the Wizards down low. No Montrezl Harrell, so, no depth at that big position. So Wizards minus 7. I am kind of liking it, but let's see what the other value of these other games are. If we don't find anything else, we'll come back and take the Wizards minus 7, but we'll see what else we get. That's real. If we were getting like Wizards minus 4, that's great. Minus 7, though, are we ready to buy this Wizards team enough to swallow 7 points? I don't know. But let's keep going here. We'll come back to this one. Next game, we get the 76ers at the Magic. 76ers minus 9.5, and the Magic plus 9.5. But we're going to stay away from this one. The Magic have kind of been impressing us, being competitive without Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony is a game-time decision, so we'll see if with Cole Anthony potentially back, they can pull it all together and be competitive. They're also at home, folks. And then for the 76ers, we get Shake Milton is out. Matisse Thybulle is out. Tyrese Maxey is still out here. And we saw the 76ers get it done without Tyrese Maxey in their last meeting. But, we just told y'all when we talked about the Magic last time, hey, we're going to start buying and respecting this team a little bit. So we're going to stay away from this one. No great value on either side. All right, then we get the Warriors at the Mavericks. Warriors minus 5.5, Mavericks plus 5.5. All right, this Mavericks team on a little 3-game winning streak. Are they turning the corner? Are they coming into their own? I don't really know. I don't really think so, but we'll see what happens tonight. Warriors, everybody's good to go. Klay Thompson about to make his debut on Sunday. That is still on track. And then for the Mavericks, Isaiah Thomas got to the Mavericks and then instantly sidelined with COVID. How unfortunate. Truly one of the most unfortunate stories that there are in the NBA, folks. We get Willie Cauley-Stein out, Porzingis out, and Boban Marjanovic is still out. So I get Luka Doncic versus Steph Curry, and we've seen this Warriors team, Steph Curry, a little lackluster on some nights, but it's Andrew Wiggins, it's Jordan Poole coming through in the clutch. I'm not really buying this Mavericks team as great. Like we said, a 3-game winning streak, folks. They're trying to turn it around here. I'm not really buying it. We're going to swallow 5.5 here for the Warriors. They just get it done on a nightly basis, folks. I'm not buying this Mavericks team just quite yet. All right, then we get the Spurs at the Celtics. Spurs on their back-to-back, so we're going to stay away from this game in totality. For the Celtics, is Jaylen Brown all good to go? He is. All righty, Jaylen Brown back. Celtics minus 7.5. That may be good value for y'all. We don't bet the back-to-backs. Y'all know how we do. So if you bet back-to-backs, Celtics minus 7.5. Not bad value, not bad value. All right, then we get the Nets at the Pacers. Nets -8, Pacers +8. Nets, Pacers on the back-to-back. We stay away from this one. We get Raptors at the Bucks. Raptors +8, Bucks -8. Bucks. Raptors on the back-to-back. We're going to stay away from this one as well. Bucks, Raptors +8. Is this good value if you bet the back-to-back? Everybody's going to go for the Raptors in the back-to-back. And then for the Bucks, Brook Lopez is out, Pat Connaughton is out, and Grayson Allen is out, which is probably a good thing for Grayson Allen. Retool, re-get right. We need you back out there and having some nice performances offensively here. Maybe a night, 2 nights, 3 nights off might be good for Grayson Allen. We're going to stay away from betting this game. All right, then we get the Thunder at the Timberwolves. Thunder +8.5, Timberwolves -8.5 here. Is the big three all good to go here finally for the Timberwolves? D'Angelo Russell, game time decision. Karl Anthony Towns, a game time decision. And then for the Thunder, Luguentz Dort is out. But I'm loving what we're getting from this Timberwolves team. And it truly seems like the big three is finally all gonna be back tonight. So we are going to swallow 8.5 points here with the Timberwolves at home. This Thunder team, it's only going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander out there. We've seen some solid performances in the last 2 weeks with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Luguentz Dort both on the floor together, but we know those are their only 2 pieces that they have on that team. One of those pieces being out, and Luguentz Dort, he's not the best offensive piece, but he's pretty solid defensively. So Anthony Edwards going to be able to run rampant by himself, and hopefully Karl Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell can join him. So Timberwolves -8.5, liking that value. Then we get the Jazz at the Nuggets. Oh my goodness, this might be the best value of the entire night, folks. We have to check the ins and outs, folks, but Jazz -3.5, Nuggets +3.5. I only have to swallow 3.5 here for the Jazz. Oh my goodness, that's fantastic value. We know there's no bettability in this Nuggets team. Let's check the ins and outs. For the Jazz, Hassan Whiteside, game time decision. Jordan Clarkson, game time decision. Bojan Bogdanovic, game time decision. Rudy Gobert, game time decision. Donovan Mitchell, game time decision. Everybody's a game time decision here. Gosh dang. And then Joe Ingles is the only one certified out. Let's quickly take a look at NBA Fantasy Labs, our favorite Twitter account here, to see if we can get any updated information on these Jazz players. What do we got? We got tweets coming out 14 minutes ago, an hour ago. Nothing on the Jazz personnel being in or out. Alrighty. Little unfortunate here. Are they all just not playing? This line truly makes it seem like all those players will not be playing. Let's quickly take a look at this Nuggets side. Here we go. All right, Jeff Green is out. Austin Rivers is a game-time decision. Maybe they get him back. But other than that, it's going to be basically what they've been working with all season. Just Jokic out there, buys lonesome. Aaron Gordon being out there, but no great offensive production by him. So we are going to lock in the Jazz -3.5. That is amazing value if everybody is playing. All those game-time decisions, I doubt they all don't play. So we're just going to lock in this value here. This is too great a value to pass up at the current moment, folks. If we get burned at game time with everybody being out, it's just something we're going to have to live with, folks. We're going to live and die by these game time decisions. Jazz -3.5. All right, last 2 games. Here we go. Hawks at the Kings. Hawks -1.5. Kings +1.5. All righty. This Hawks team coming off of a loss against the Blazers, leaving a bad taste in our mouth. We're gonna stay away from this one. Bogdanovic is still out, and we know that they can miss him as that offensive threat. It was just really Trae Young going off for 50+ points in their last meeting against the Blazers. Unfortunately, that was still not enough to lift the Hawks to the win. And then everybody's basically good to go there for the Kings, so we're going to stay away from this one. Then the last game, Heat at the Blazers. Heat -2, Blazers +2. Heat just losing Jimmy Butler the other night, so he's not going to be out there on the floor for the Heat. Markieff Morris is out still. Duncan Robinson is out. Bam Adebayo is still out. So Tyler Hero, you better do your best Jimmy Butler impression. And then for the Blazers, Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum are still out. Anthony Simons went off for the Blazers. That's why they won, but I'm not going to believe that he can do it in back-to-back games, or back-to-back meetings. So we're going to stay away from betting the Heat and the Blazers. And now we're going to come back to this Wizards game, and we are going to take the 7, folks. We're going to swallow the 7 with the Wizards, and we're going to go with 4 picks, our most picks of the 2022 year so far. We had 2 picks 2 nights ago, 1 pick last night, and we're rocking with 4 picks, swallowing tons of points, and I think we've got great value tonight, folks. So here we go. We are officially taking Warriors -5.5, Timberwolves -8.5, Jazz -3.5, and the Wizards -7, swallowing tons of points, but we're feeling good that they can get it done tonight. Feeling good. 4-teamer, the odds on the parlay, plus 1258. You bet 100, you're looking at $1,300 on this win, folks. Loving the value tonight.